Oh, good morning. Good morning, everyone out there. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live, number 150. Holy cow, number 150 here. We're moving right along. I'm your host, Rod, here in sunny Philadelphia on this Monday, August 25th, which it's 8/25/25 today. There's got to be some significance in there somewhere. There's got to be. I can't find it. I searched. I did an internet search. I asked the AI, what's the significance of that? They couldn't find it either. But we're here. I'm here with some of my good friends in the chat. Let's get the applause going for you guys. Some might call them my co-hosts of the show. I would not argue with that. Big up to you guys. Thank you for being here. We got a few things to talk about today. When I say a few, I literally mean like three. It should be a short show today. Short, concise, to the point. We're doing it today. We got some holidays though to talk about before we get into the show. How you guys doing out there today though? Anything big in the eInk news to talk about today? You guys let me know. Any big updates happening on devices I don't know about? What do we got going? You guys enjoying some new features? Good morning, Aaron. How you doing? Let's say what's up to the chat real quick. Might as well say what's up to the chat. And get the air horns going for the chat. So how's it going, Aaron? Good morning to you. The Rock is in here. AKA Mike. I didn't even know The Rock was Mike. You learn something new every day. Big up to Alex for joining the chat earlier. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. What's Alex saying? Alex says, my ceramic pen damaged my Note Max screen. Oh, using my Manta pen, but no regrets. Damage is only visible with light. A month of use. Just sharing my experience. What ceramic were you using? And you said it damaged your Note Max screen. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Too many mics, so I differentiate. No doubt. I got, okay. We got it now. Yeah, super interesting. I've never come across that. I've been using ceramic on all of my devices for over a year at this point. I've never had that experience, and I haven't heard that either. So that's very interesting. What are you doing over there, Alex? Okay, what are you doing over there, Alex? What we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about OpenAI. Sam Altman made some comments that we're going to talk about here. That's going to be a segment. Sam Altman's comments sparked a whole bunch of things in my head that we're going to talk about. Okay, from data center planets. We're going to talk about power consumption. We're going to talk about the evolution of the power consumption. I don't know. How are we going to tie all that in? We will. We're doing it. But first, like I said, let's get to the holidays real quick. We haven't even talked about those. First up, holiday-wise, what we got here is Banana Split Day. Listen, okay, there's a couple things you can do today, okay, that are on the holiday list, all right? One of those things you can do today is the banana split. You can certainly have your banana split in honor of the banana split today. You're vegan? Cool. They got vegan ice cream. You know what I'm saying? You don't like bananas. There is no substitute. I don't know what to say to you. Chat, what do we got? A substitute for bananas. Is there anything out there? Aaron says, I really want to start a fight about this Supernote digest versus Boox, but I might wait a few days. All right, we're gonna talk about opinions today too. How this show is? I said it's gonna be a short show. I lied. Okay, it's probably gonna be a long one. I'm not gonna hold you. It's probably gonna be a long show. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover. But yeah, big up to the coffee drinker. Coffee's up. Coffee up. We're talking about the banana split right now. I'm trying to wait for some alternatives to the banana for you people who don't like bananas, so you can enjoy your banana split today. It's banana split day. We fighting. I'm in. Oh boy. Owen. Cheers to you, sir. Cheers to you. I'm drinking a all natural. I was talking to Alex not too long ago about the coffee. No, that wasn't Alex. That was The Rock. About the coffee, and I meant to say what I was drinking. I'm drinking an all natural, classic and classy, vintage. No preservatives. This is all American instant Folgers. Okay, that's what your boy got. Brought to you by no one, moi, self. But this could be brought to you by you. I'm making a coffee donation thing, so where people can donate a coffee to me for the morning news. Say, hey, we appreciate the morning news you do. Here's a coffee to keep you up so you can bring us that sad news. It's coming. This coffee could be brought to you by you. Coming soon. Can I come in for a chat? Absolutely, Owen. Owen, you can always come in for a chat. Let me grab the headphones, Owen. We're gonna grab you over. And Owen, I did something cool today. I'm gonna share it with you guys. Hold on one second. I can tell you right now, my downstairs neighbors hate me. I roll around in this chair. It must sound like a bowling ball. I'm sorry, neighbors. I don't really mean it. That's not the intent here. I just like rolling around with the chair. I only do it when I need to. That's the most efficient way to get to that desk over there, is to push and coast. And then you do it in reverse order on the way back. Okay, that's the only way to do it. That's the best way. What do we got here in the chat? On AI news, CN is putting data centers in the ocean to cool, and Scientific American. I saw that. Concerns of water heat and biodiversity, but probably not a bigger deal than the hot wastewater we pump. True. Fracking. Listen, I'm with that. I saw that. We can talk about that too. Owen, I got some things. Let me get the headphones going, and then we'll bring you over. So what I did was, while I'm trying to get this situated, I'll talk to you guys about it. What I did was I incorporated the audio from the call-in section of the show into every aspect of my scenes here. So no matter what scene I'm in, we got audio pumping from the Discord. So when we get the call-in going and Owen has something to say, we don't have to go back over to that scene. We can just have Owen's audio coming through. Since Owen is like the dedicated co-host here on the show. Oh boy. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. Hold on. What? Oh. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't pick it. So that's the good news here. The bad news is I'm as bad at setting this up as ever. That hasn't changed. Okay. Let's hope that it works like I hope it does work. How many people we got here right now? We got 9 people. If you're enjoying it, hit the like button. If you're not, hit the like button 2 times. Show me how upset you are. And then hit the subscribe button. Yeah, I'm trying to move over here, and I think I've done it. I think I've moved over. Okay, cool. I got the audio in here. Now I'm gonna switch over to the event channel here. Oh, I didn't even start the stage. It was supposed to start. Oh, 2 in audience. Okay, something happened to it. It didn't start on time, but here we go. All right, so I've invited you to speak, Owen. You should be able to
accept. There we go.
Oh, how's it going? Oh, what happened? I think.
Rod,
Hold on one second.
Rodney,
Oh, 1 second.
is this a me problem?
No, this
Oh
is a me
no.
problem. Hold on 1 second. I'm fixing it. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Phew.
okay, it is you. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Hey man, how's
I
it
think.
going?
Hold on. I think we can hear you. I think we can hear you. Even when I'm in this little mode right here.
Oh, can you?
I think so. So if the audio is working and it's not too weird, you guys let me know if it's working correctly here. It may be a little delay. So if it's a little weird, I'll just switch back over to the other screen. But what's going on? What you got on your mind, Owen? How you doing anyway?
Uh, Not much. It's a bank holiday here. It's a lovely
Oh,
day.
nice,
24 degrees
nice.
C.
Oh, absolutely nice. Yeah,
Like
it's about
it's nice and cool.
78 here right now, sunny.
That's about the same. Yeah.
Nice,
I
nice,
thought it'd be
nice.
useful. I've been looking up interesting things to talk about.
Well,
So
good. I like interesting things to talk about.
so something amused me that I read on Ars Technica. Um 4chan is being 4chan, and they've responded to the UK Online Safety Act by telling the UK to go to hell,
Oh,
basically.
for so so 4chan is in the news. Hold on. Oh, before we get going on that, before we get going on 4, let me finish up the holiday
Right.
stuff. I got three more
Yeah, yeah,
holidays
yeah,
to
yeah,
talk about.
yeah.
I got
Okay,
three more holidays on. Give me 1 second. All right, so finish these holidays up because
holidays.
Owen's like, listen, these aren't holidays here, so I don't care. But listen, these are world holidays. All right, so banana split. If anybody has any alternative, Owen, you got an alternative to bananas?
I like honeydew melons.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't know I don't know what you guys call them.
okay. Well, listen, if you maybe there is a substitute for the banana in the banana split. Can you do honeydew melon with ice cream?
I mean, you can. We
It's
should
not
celebrate
advised.
bananas, though. I mean, they're an endangered species. Like
Listen, I mean,
we
I love a
clone
good
them.
banana. I love
Bananas
good
are
bananas.
awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome. All right, so next thing we got on the
Took
list is National
it
Whiskey
took me a
Sour Day.
while. It took me a while to learn that there was a difference between plantains and bananas
And
because they
bananas.
look
There is a
the same.
difference. There is a
Yeah,
difference
yeah,
between
yeah.
plantains and bananas. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Next thing on the list, we got National Whiskey Sour Day. If you guys enjoy National Whiskey Sour, today's the day. Okay, you can do a banana split and a whiskey sour same day, no problem. Okay, just don't do them back to back. Have the banana first tonight. Tonight do the whiskey sour. Okay, we got National Park Service Day. So listen, somebody cleans the parks that we use and throw trash on. I don't like to believe that we throw trash, but it happens. I'm a realist. I know it. I live in
I've
Philadelphia.
seen it
Okay,
for myself.
yeah.
I've seen.
Listen.
I lived out in Colorado Springs for a while, and
Oh, I was in Colorado Springs for about 6 months building a expeditionary landing pad while I was in the Marine Corps.
I was doing classified stuff out of Pearson and
Ooh. Okay, so we're
NORAD.
both doing military stuff out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I was like the only part of a contingent of British people that could actually get security clearance. So
Ooh, okay. All right.
yeah,
Right
it was
on.
cool.
Right
But
on.
anyway, I went for a walk up Pikes Peak, which is a beautiful part of the country. You know,
Mm.
it's I think there was one of your national anthems that they were wrote about it, but I was very sad to find when I got to the top of Pikes Peak. They've got a cafeteria there,
Oh,
which
okay.
is yeah, they've got like a visitor center up there and stuff like that. But I got to the top and like there was like trash and cigarette butts and crap like that all over the place, and I was like, that ain't right, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's not right. Listen, I hate to see it. Like I said, I hate to believe it happens, but I'm a realist. I know, and I see it every day. I live in Philadelphia, man. As much as I love Philadelphia, and I do love Philadelphia, there's no other place in the world I'd rather be. It's not the cleanest. I'm not gonna hold you, but that's everywhere in a lot of places. But Philly, most certainly. But I love to see a park when someone's actually going and seeing the trash, and some people who value the cleanliness of the park just decided to bring bags and clean up. I love that. So I join
You
community
should come
cleanups
over.
whenever I can.
You should come over to the our national parks over here in the UK sometime. I think that you
Mm.
love them.
Listen, man.
There's some genuinely fantastic walks.
Yes, I'm a true naturalist, and I do love getting outdoors, especially in a good woodsy area like a good park area or a national park or something like that. I love doing things like that. I'm a one. I think that's I'll rip through a one wheel or rip on a one wheel through one of these parks. I love it. So, um,
You gotta learn to walk again, brother. Like,
never. That's so boring. All right. What else we got here?
I get the
Hold
one
up.
wheel, but I get the
The
one
one
wheel,
wheel is
but
where
like
it's at.
you're an ex-Marine for crying out loud. Get out there and run.
Do you? All right. So I do run occasionally. Okay, just to make sure I can still
Uh-huh.
do it. But I would much rather ride a one wheel. See, to me, running got so boring to me that I started trail running. So I went out and bought some trail running shoes, and I just started trail running because, like, I can't just run just to be like I got to be on a trail facing some obstacles. I need challenges, even when I'm running. You know what I'm saying? And when you run on a trail, you're getting running. And you're getting like your brain is constantly making you focus on things. That's why I like one
Yeah.
wheel because it makes you focus. It keeps you in the zone in the flow state.
It just seems lazy, you know? It's like,
Oh, get out of here! Stop it.
I
All right,
mean,
moving on
no,
to the next.
hold on. I respect it as a kind of mobility thing when you're in an urban setting like Philadelphia, Chicago, or something like that. Because it's like it's got to be safer than a Segway or an e-bike or whatever.
I
But
know
when
what
you're
you're about to
talking
say.
about, yeah, when you're going around like natural environments like Yellowstone or Pikes Peak or something like that,
Hmm.
surely you want to walk. Surely you want to go
No,
off the
stop.
beaten
All right,
path.
all right. I got a counterpoint for you. Snowboarding, skiing, mountain biking,
Right? Not the
You know what I'm
same
saying?
thing. Not
Well,
the
see,
same
they're all
thing.
sports. They're all sports you do outdoors in places you could be walking, but you're not.
Rod, you can go off the beaten track with skis. You can't do that with a one wheeler.
Oh, yes, you can. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No, any
Prove it.
place you can go, any place you can go on skis, you can, or like a snowboard, you can go on a one wheel. I've done it.
I'll take your
Listen,
word for it.
hold on. Case in point, there were one wheel races happening 2 days ago, 3 days ago now, and they're on a ski mountain. Like one wheel races happen on mountains going downhill, like skiing and snowboarding. So yeah,
What kind of
it's
mileage do you get
similar.
on these things?
30 miles an hour. If you're racing, they get
Well,
up to
what kind of
40.
mileage? What kind of mileage?
Oh,
Like
as
on
far
a
as
charge?
distance,
Yeah.
you can get anywhere between 20 and 30 miles, depending on
Get
your
out
weight.
of here.
Absolutely. Hmm.
Get out of here.
Absolutely. 20 to 30 miles on these things. There's people who have ridden between states on these things, just
On a
charging
single
intermittently.
shot.
No. They're
No, no,
charging
no.
along. They're
Hold on.
finding
No, no,
charge
no.
spots. They're finding charge spots along the way, and they're charging, continuing their journey, draining the battery, charging, continuing the journey. Yep.
Rod, you're skirting the rules here, brother. Not on a single charge. How far can you get on a single charge?
20 to 30 miles. But there are people who have ridden
Mm,
20 to 30 miles. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
I could
Yeah,
bullshit.
dude. Do Google onewheel.com and you'll see all the stats. But moving on, let's move on to the next thing here. Next thing we got is
All
be
right.
kind to human beings. Be kind to human beings, Owen, especially one wheelers, okay? If listen, be a good human this week. This is all week. This is all week. Be kind to humans is all week. So be kind to humans all week today.
All right.
All right, what else we
So
got
we
here?
qualifying this. Are we saying be kind to human beings or be kind to human beings except the assholes?
Oh, you got to be kind to them too. Listen, you got to kill those people
Really?
with kindness. Yeah, you got to kill them with kindness. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to kill them with
Okay.
kindness. That's how you got to do it. That's how I do it. Listen, if I can't shoot you, I'm killing you with kindness. That's that's the motto. That's the motto.
You heard everyone. You heard that, everyone. We got to love bomb Putin.
All right, so random stuff, and you can chime in whenever you want to in this too, Owen. So random things that I've been talking about before we get to the tech news. And
Okay.
listen, we're 20 minutes in, we haven't hit one story, so let's get through this real quick. Randos foundation. Everybody was hitting me up last week on the live show talking about foundation. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch. Are you into this foundation thing, Owen?
I live for foundation.
Okay.
I love foundation.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
No,
I love
no.
foundation. It's such a good
Okay.
show.
Okay, listen. I watched it. I watched.
Okay.
I think 4 episodes.
Uh-huh.
I hated it,
Why?
dude. All right. First of all, I did not like the fact that okay, it's a long story, so it spans 1,000 years. Okay, good. That's what drew me in.
Uh-huh.
Spans 1,000 years, cool. But they act like that isn't the most interesting part of the story. They act like the dichotomy between those 3 dudes who are the same person. Oh boy,
Uh-huh.
I've been ignoring the chat. Oh boy, my bad, chat. Let me. Apple TV has great content. Hope they get more content. Morning BM. But a holiday budding event, State Fair kicked off until 9/1. I'll be there this weekend. Oh snap, that's awesome. Sheen says, "Let me know when you are there. We can." Okay, Sheen's gonna be there as well. Foundation plus super fan ahead of the. No, all right. So
I'm gonna ask you to do something. I'm gonna ask you to do something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you to give it a full season.
1 full season?
Because the thing, yeah,
Okay.
seriously. So the thing is that it does a lot of setting up Empire. Like the first season is framing the whole. Because the thing is that the series is different from the book in quite a few substantial ways. You know,
Okay.
it condenses it to make it filmable. So the first season very much focuses on Empire and how they evolve. Like Lee Pace is fantastic in that show. He's absolutely magnetic, and there are a
Dude,
few
all right.
episodes coming up
I
that
don't.
he's
All right, so there's a couple things that kill it. See, I can get past a slow start to a series because I get it. Usually the first season is like you said, it's all about setup, it's all about background, getting you invested in the characters, character building. I'm good with that. I love that. My problem with them is that the acting is bad. Like you can't recover
their
from bad acting.
is bad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-mm.
My brother-in-law, they've got Jared Harris, Lee Pace, and Terrence Mann. Their acting is bad.
They are good. They are good. But the story. But right now,
what happens at Be Kind to Humans Day?
They are good. The big guys are good. I'm talking about the people who they're focusing on right now, which are the younger people. At this first season, it seems like the first 4 episodes it seems like they're focusing on the younger people. The young lady who I guess solved some equation and got arrested as soon as she got to like one of the main cities. They're focusing on her and like her boyfriend. It seems like.
So yeah, stick with the first season.
Aaron said the acting is not bad. I think it's trash.
Stick with the first season. So Gail Dornick is a different character in the book. You pick it up very, very quickly with Foundation. Like she's telling the story from a retrospective point of view about the evolution from Empire to Foundation and back again. But it's a deeper story. It's a much deeper story than that. It's genuinely something I enjoy. It's like it requires a little bit more patience and higher thought.
I get that, and that's what drew me into it initially. You know what? I will give it some time. I'll start back watching because I stopped watching it. I'll start back watching it because you guys are like, everyone's like adamant about how good it is. So I'm gonna start back watching it. I'll waste another month of my time.
What I find incredible about that show is that the first season was put together on a $45 million budget.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's Apple TV, so I know they got money to throw around for a series, and they make quality. And I think we talked about they make quality stuff, not really a bunch of stuff, but they make quality stuff.
Yes, yeah. Like I'm looking at Apple TV now, and I'm sort of like I'm looking at the stuff that I genuinely enjoy. The Slow Horses, which is good. I think you would enjoy.
Well, you know what? They do have some good series where there are some good acting going. Where there is some good acting going on. I just did not think the acting in Foundation, as it is right now, was very good, and that's what stopped me from watching it. Because I can deal with a slow start, but when the acting is bad, I'm like, ugh.
The first season is very much them finding their feet. The second season, if anything, is the one that needs to be excused because it happened during the event, as we'll call it, the
Okay.
2020 event. You
Well,
know,
I
that
like I
event.
like the idea. I like the idea behind it. I just wish the
Um,
acting would be
give
better.
it give it patience. Be patient with it.
I'll,
Be
I'll
kind
try.
to
I'll
it.
try. I'll try.
They're
I'll try.
humans
All right.
after all.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. Moving on to the next thing here. Switch sports tennis. Okay. I'm gonna just say this real quick. Listen, me and Amy are like the best. We're pros at switch sports tennis right now. If you want to come for us, I'm Rod and she's Amy. Find us. Listen, we will school anybody in couples tennis and switch, not in real life. Although I did challenge a dude to play me the other day out in front of the house. He was walking with his tennis racket, and I was like, "Oh, you sprechen? You sprechen?" It's like, "Yeah, I play over here,
Brother,
bro. Strawberry Mansion." I'm like, "Let's do it."
brother, you can't play tennis in real life. You use a one wheel.
Whoa, au contraire. Listen, I play every sport known to man, but I will say tennis is not one of my best sports. I will give you that. Okay, I'm not good at tennis. I can play. I'm not the greatest. Not the greatest.
I'm more of a squash guy.
Oh, no doubt. I'm more of a pickleball guy, to be honest with you.
Isn't pickleball the same as squash?
Probably.
Like smash
All
the
right.
ball against the wall and yeah.
It just yeah. All right, so let's move on to some tech news, shall we, you guys? Let's get to the first thing I want to talk about. Like I said, it's going to be more of a conversation. This is going to be about AI. It's being said to like make money obsolete as far as agentic AI goes, but it's really a story about the comments made by Sam Altman over the weekend. So let's take. The first thing we got up here is going to be Sam Altman. Would AGI make money obsolete? OpenAI issues chilling warning. So this to me is not really about if OpenAI would make money obsolete. I mean, I don't know if it will or will not, but that's an interesting statement nonetheless. He did say that, but he did also make a couple of other statements that I thought was interesting during his bout with the press. He said that we're in an AI bubble right now, which, I mean, we already know what happens when bubbles rise. They pop, something happens later on. He also goes ahead and says that OpenAI, matter of fact, let me get the quote correct here so I'm not misquoting here. Oh yeah, AI is a high risk investment. And investing in OpenAI Global LLC is a high risk investment. Investors could lose their capital contribution and not see any return. So even going so far as, I mean, even for him being one of the top people in AI, and having an interest in its progression, admits that it's a high risk game to be in. And just going off the numbers, there was a paper also recently published citing that 95% of all attempts to incorporate generative AI into corporate infrastructure have failed. And that's a staggering number. 95% of all attempts to incorporate generative AI into corporate infrastructure has failed. I'm
Well,
like, oh, wow.
you gotta think of the problem that they face when they talk about incorporating AI as a corporate structure, because you're talking about a technology that hasn't actually matured yet in terms of what it can do.
True.
And secondly, the other problem that you have is that you have governments like the UK and the US that are sort of, they have a problem with dipping their toe across the line. So on one hand, they want to hand over all of these departments
Mm-hmm.
to AI to give it the purview to regulate these things. But on the other hand, they said, but we can never, we can never overreach on privacy. Dude, you're trying to bolt the horse after it's left the stable.
Well, I
You
mean,
know, this is
in all
what we keep coming
fairness,
back to.
well, in all fairness, he does mention that it's going to, in the long run, it's going to be worth it. He does go on to say that, so it's not all doom and gloom about it. So he does kind of qualify that as well.
I think permission is the key. I think that, I think by ChatGPT 6 or 7, we're probably going to be looking at more deeper integration into our systems so that ChatGPT can do things like, tell us exactly how much we have in our bank accounts.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
I
We
think
got
on
to
a
get over this
wider scale,
privacy thing first. We're gonna have to get over that first. I think that's gonna be the
I think people,
once we get rid of that hurdle, then you will see a lot of possibilities. But it's gonna also come with a lot more risk. So,
the problem is people are thinking forward with a Stone Age mentality.
mm. Well, I
You know,
mean, well, think about it like this too. I mean, this got me thinking about like AI in the future. Like people, they're also
mhm.
talking about how people are talking more to AI chatbots. So that's another one of the things he said. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing that people are talking more to chatbots. I think that's like almost what should happen in this kind of situation when you give people more. What word am I looking for? When you give
It's
people.
it's interesting you say that because I've seen articles all week that I kept meaning to bring up with you about, things like AI psychosis and people having dependency on AI and things like that.
Mhm.
And to a degree, I agree that we should be more mindful of how we approach our interaction with AI, which is only going to get more and more evolved.
Yeah.
But to bring it to the crunch, I would much rather those people who are isolated and lonely and have a worldview have an outlet that doesn't involve an AR-15.
Mm. Well, I
You
mean, the
know?
thing. Well, consider this too. Like, and that's what I'm talking about. When you give people um access that wasn't normally there, or you give them a way or the potential to do something that wasn't there before. Case in point, um, energy. You take energy for example. There were certain limitations when we just had human power to deal with that we couldn't progress past a certain point because of that limitation. We had to find other like alternate energy sources. We found horsepower, right? After that, we
Yeah.
got steam. We got the steam engine, and then it progressed on from there. But each progression like broke the glass ceiling of the technology before it, if that makes any sense. So I think that's just
But
what happens. Even when talking to chatbots, I think that's just the natural evolution. When you say, okay, you give people an opportunity. Okay, I'm not someone who talks, right? But you give someone who doesn't talk to people normally because maybe I have a speech impediment or maybe I have like a Tourette's or something like that. If I have something like that going on, maybe I don't want to talk to people because it makes me feel a certain way. But if I can talk to a chat bot, now I'm talking more than I normally would talk, but I'm not talking to people less. I just have another avenue, another release for
I
that I didn't have before, kind of thing.
I think the problem is that they're looking at things combatively instead of looking progressively. Because if for example, you make Claude or you make ChatGPT, more heuristic in its approach, so it encourages people with more natural language to interact, to learn healthy patterns towards women, for example.
Hmm.
To understand that things are acceptable within society to approach to the way that we approach women or other people. AI can absolutely help a person do that.
Hmm.
AI doesn't
Absolutely.
have to be combative; it can be a companion.
Absolutely, and
But
that's and this is I think the what we're seeing here kind of bears that out. I just think people are looking at the data the wrong way. People are like, well, people are talking to AI more than they're talking to humans, and that's gonna increase in the future. I'm like, well, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're talking to humans less. That just means that we have an outlet we didn't have before, and if you give people an outlet, they'll use it. That just means to me that this data just means that people are more conversational and um, talkative than we ever might have thought they were. Only because they have an avenue now to explore that where they might not have had that before without AI.
right. See,
Hmm.
I kind of saw this trend like going through the early thousands where, we were gravitating towards social media. And there was just a boom of people being absolutely hateful without any outlet.
Hmm.
Um, and we're in this current era of like the 2020s where we're kind of trying to fix the very real way that COVID broke our minds, man. You know, by forcing isolation upon us, because you got to remember, humans are social animals.
Yeah,
You
absolutely,
know,
totally, and that's probably one of the driving factors that separates us from a lot of other animals is our need for that kind of social interaction.
yeah.
Our want to talk, that's one of the driving factors too. Our want to communicate.
I think
So
that's
yeah,
I think that's the fundamental conclusion that I take away from social media. That even though this thing is meant to sort of like connect us and allow us to have conversations,
hmm
it
hmm
just enables us to bring out our worst instincts and be assholes to each other.
or
You know,
or you can
or
do the opposite, but the it's always more attractive to see the negative stuff. Honestly,
yeah, absolutely.
hmm
Whereas, you
yeah,
know, the counterbalance to that is if you have something like, well, not Grok, because apparently that thing worships Goebbels, um, but you know the others like Claude, like Gemini, like ChatGPT, you know, if they were more heuristic, if they encourage people to be more conversational.
yeah,
The only
yeah,
barrier that I have with them being that I find that with you being conversational right now is like the amount of tokens that it takes to be able to have them as an interactive speech character layer.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, because if
hmm
you're looking at ChatGPT Pro, that's £200 a month. That's
Yeah,
that's not
I mean,
accessible for your average
AI will
user.
be one of those tools that I think AI, the best AI, will be one of those tools that will be inaccessible to most people. They're like
Right.
going, and eventually in the future.
I
All
think
right, but let's
Chat.
go ahead
I
and get
think.
to.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Let me, I'm going to finish these other points with the story real quick, and then we can continue the
Okay.
conversation. But so some of the things I thought about when I was thinking about this story is just kind of tying that into how I feel about if you give people an outlet. And the word I was looking for was barrier. If you remove the barrier to people doing something, more people are going to do it, right? And I think AI removes the barrier for people talking because maybe they feel a certain way about how they talk. They don't want to talk about certain things. And case in point, a lot of people talk to AI about things they just can't talk to their family members about, and they wouldn't be talking about anyway. But because they have that outlet, they do talk. So I think that's a big thing, and it reminds me of a lot of different things in just technology and industry. I talked about energy, how there's always ceilings in energy until we find another energy source. In business, like there's a big correlation. Like a lot of people think that like there is a pie, right, in business, and that because you have different players that want a piece of that pie, everybody that tries to get a piece of that pie gets a smaller and smaller piece of the pie. So it makes sense to try to take out competition in this, that, and the third, right? To maintain your piece of the pie or get a bigger piece of the pie. But true capitalists, like really true capitalists know that the pie just is an illusion. Like the one pie theory is an illusion. There's multiple pies, right? And everyone can create their own pie and have as big a slice as they want. And that's like the true nature of capitalism. So I see this is as the same thing.
I think
When
I
you
think the problem with I think the problem with capitalism is that it's driven at the moment by people who don't have an interest in progression and development. They just
well
have an interest
yeah.
in unchecked wealth.
Well, that's the
You
thing.
know,
Well,
so
not even I think it's unchecked wealth, but more specifically and more pointed, it's the shareholders. Any
right.
capitalist is more about either a being the shareholder in these situations or getting shareholders more money.
See,
And
this is the thing that sort of like amuses me about the difference between what was previously the British approach to capitalism, the American approach to capitalism. It's like whenever you talk to an American about capitalism, they say it's great because you don't have socialism. We're socialists, but you have like free healthcare, and who needs that?
Hmm.
And my argument with that is like, well, isn't it isn't it beneficial to a business to have healthy workers? Because it's
Yeah, yeah, but you
a
gotta
capitalist,
when you're thinking like a capitalist, none of that matters.
but that's not true. That's
What?
not true. Cadbury built entire villages to benefit his workers, to make sure they were healthy, they were safe, they were warm, they were well fed every single day, and the productivity on his chocolate products went through the roof. It became the most popular chocolate product in the world because he looked after his employees.
That's an
This
exception to the rule, though.
It
Like
doesn't
that is a
have to
true
be though.
exception. No, it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't have to be, but that is definitely the exception to the rule in my mind.
It's
Yeah, yeah. But let's
you know
let's let's
in
move.
in in my mind, if you're taking care of your workers, and you can do it creatively through taxation and things like that.
Oh
This is the
yeah.
key between European capitalism and US capitalism, because we do tax the workers in order to pay for things like basic fundamental healthcare, so that everyone's taken care of and things like that. You don't
Hmm.
have to worry about medical bills here in the EU. You
Right.
do in the States.
Right. But see that the thing is, it's how you do it, right? Everyone's
Yeah.
making a profit, but a true capitalist is trying to maximize profits, and when you're trying to maximize profits, those things don't ever enter the equation. You know what I mean?
Through
You can be like if you like I
through
don't like that's just like how that's counterintuitive to a capitalist to consider anything other than maximizing profits. But that's a whole that can get to a whole political conversation that I
No,
don't want to touch.
I think I agree somewhat, but I think the problem is that modern capitalism has kind of been usurped by the idea of greed is good and trickle down economics.
Hmm.
Whereas classical capitalism is the idea of being able to maximize profits, but never to the detriment of the workers of the business. If you don't have
True.
happy workers, you don't have a functioning factory. If you don't have a functioning factory, you have no business.
Well, a good point, but still, you're not thinking about that as a I mean, it sucks, right? It sucks, but but hold on. The chat is moving on from us from this conversation, so let's move on, Owen. Let's be done with this particular story right here. But I agree
Oh,
with you.
blah. I was
I,
going to
I
bring up Tesla.
yeah, here we go. Yeah, let's skip let's skip Tesla today.
No,
uh,
no, because my point is that economically we're moving to another phase in human economics where we're having to deal with AI and automation. So it's going to require us to talk about things like a universal basic income, where a
well,
lot of Americans are going to be disgusted with that idea.
Well,
But
yeah. But it's just a different it's just a difference in cultural ideas, right?
right,
And I think eventually at some point, this just bears out through history. Like cultures are just, we used to have, I won't say millions, thousands of cultures. We only have, we have less than 100 cultures right now, like independent cultures. I think cultures are becoming condensed and consolidated, and at some point we'll have maybe not one global culture, but maybe a few cultures that think or that are like minded. You know what I mean? I think that we're moving in that
right.
direction. So maybe one day everybody will be on what the EU is on. Who knows? But that's just my take on that.
I think fundamentally we're moving towards a globalist entity in the future, where we have a world government, and
Hmm.
and then you have AI administrating certain things like government level functions, for things like ID cards and things like that. Those
True.
essential things that require that are very, very boring to a human being, that something that has been risen to enjoy the doggy treats that are tokens can do very, very efficiently.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think
I
that's going to
think
be the
that
way it all goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. Anyway,
No, let's move on to this U.S. Sales exclusion ending. So, if you guys remember about the sales exclusion tax that went on, let's get to this story over here. The Deminimis sales exclusion taxes. So, basically, how that works is there's a. Are we here yet? Where is it at?
no, you're still on the Sam Altman, dude.
Oh, no. Oh, that's weird. Oh, no. Here we go. Tariffs. There we go. Small business tariffs are scrambling as small business are scrambling as U.S. tariffs exemption comes to an end. So basically, what this is doing is, I don't know if you guys remember the de minimis exemption I was talking about a while back, and this was covered a lot in the news as well a little while back because of the tariffs that were going into place. What the de minimis did was, despite all the tariffs that were happening, if your parcel or packages were under $800 entering the U.S., you wouldn't be hit with those tariffs and customs taxes. So that is what a lot of companies started banking on when shipping things to the U.S. They would try to break their larger packages down into packages that were under $800, so they wouldn't get hit with a tax. Some packages you can't do that to, but here we are. They put that in place to where you could do that. Now they're taking that away. So that de minimis exclusion clause is no more. So the change is expected to discount sellers affect discount sellers like Amazon Haul and TikTok Shop, as well as online marketplaces like Etsy and Shopify, all of which are connecting U.S. customers to businesses worldwide. So Etsy is going on record as saying they recommend that sellers pay duties and other fees when purchasing shipping labels. This is supposed to make the options for tariffs a little easier to deal with and more seamless of a shopping experience for the end user. But I don't sell Etsy stuff, so I'm not sure how all of that works. But if you do sell Etsy, check out what they're saying in your email, because supposedly they sent out an email to everyone who has an Etsy shop about this particular topic.
I've got a question for you on this.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me finish this last little two lines here, and then we'll talk about the details. All right. So international posting from DHL is said to stop on the 25th. Today. It'll be the last day it accepts shipments into the U.S., which I guess they're joining their European peers in halting shipments, including the Australian Post, which will stop accepting shipments in the United States on August 25th. So all shipments coming into the U.S. from I guess the Australian Post and from DHL is going to stop as far as today. According to the latest executive order, businesses may face an $80 per item charge for a country with a tariff rate of less than 16%. That is $160 per item for a country with a tariff rate between 16 and 25%, and $200 per item for a country with a tariff rate above 25%. So those tariffs are getting steep, and a lot of companies are changing how they're doing business because of it. So if you're ordering anything from outside of the U.S. into the U.S., I definitely consider what that means for the end price. And also, I did read that a lot of companies are absorbing these costs, but a lot of companies are not absorbing the costs too. So it will trickle down to the consumers. Definitely something to look out for when you're purchasing devices this fall, which is a really busy time for buying devices. Yeah. So what's going on, Owen? You got some perspective for us on this?
Can you see America walking this back after the orange one leaves?
No. Well,
you think tariffs are just going to be the new world order?
Well, I'll say this. Just a antidote to this. I say that because of this reason right here. These round of tariffs and taxations are going into play, and they affect the car industry. More specifically, a tax and levy that was put on cars coming from the U.S. into most other countries. So
does America have a car industry?
What? Listen, but see, that's the thing. You wouldn't, but that's why I'm saying what I'm about to say right now. you and this plays into what I'm about to say. So there were large tariffs and taxes on U.S. cars coming into other countries. There was none of that for most foreign cars coming into the U.S. There were no, for most foreign cars coming into the U.S. There weren't any kind of tariffs going on. Now,
Right.
you look at how the car landscape plays out. You have foreign cars in America all the time. You got Audi, you got BMW, Lamborghini. I mean, you got a lot of foreign cars being driven in the U.S. And they're luxury cars by all intents and purposes. You don't see the same thing in other countries.
Well, no, because American cars are trash.
Well, that may or may not be, but they still would be in other countries if they didn't have to have the high cost associated with buying an American car in a foreign country. That is the only reason why I say these stay in place, because these tariffs affect the opposite now. So now how it's going to be is cars coming from the U.S. are going to have no tax and tariffs on them going to other countries, but other cars coming into the U.S. will have a tax on them now. Whether you like or dislike that, that's up to you. But the thing that's going to affect is it's going to affect how things are being seen. You will start to see some American cars in places and countries that you wouldn't normally see them, because the price would have gone down and made them a lot more affordable to have and maintain, for that matter, than they would in any other environment we've been in. That is the only reason I say some of these things stay, because that directly affects the car industry, and that is one of the biggest industries in the United States.
For Americans.
Yeah.
Like I would struggle to think of a
Dude, we got super political. We got. How do we slide into this super political talk, Owen? I can't do this with you, Owen.
But this is not political. I'm being seriously apolitical here. I mean, it's like this is talking about the way things are bumping up the prices on a global scale, which is what I think the tariffs are actually about, because it's like it's tacking an extra what will essentially be £400 on my next iPhone to subsidize the states again.
Well, that could be, but think about in the long run that won't be the case, because Apple is building factories here, and they have also qualified that though it would take a while for them to bring all their manufacturing to the U.S., that is their plan. So it's in the long run, it's going to be different. The landscape and all of this will mean nothing. And to me, I think how things are playing out now, all this will mean nothing in the future. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong, though.
So you think Trump's end goal is to bring more industry back to the States, and that forcing it the way that this is going to?
I cannot. I have no idea what his plan is, but I do know what the orders say, and the orders tell me that it looks like that was what the thing's going to be. I have no idea what his plan is, because I don't know.
Here's the fundamental question, I guess. Is his strategy at the moment improving the quality of life for the average American?
You know what, Owen? We're not going to do this. We can't.
All right.
This is a tech show. I can't. You know what we'll do, Owen? If you want to, we'll do it. I would do a straight political podcast with you. Like, if you want to talk politics,
we can do that.
Dude, I would do that. All right, listen, we're gonna get together. After the show, I'll send you. Well, you already got my information, and my information's all over the internet. We will get together on a political show, and we can talk about how our sides differ from one side of the pond to the other. That would be awesome.
Okay,
that would be awesome. We'll do that. All right.
I do have these as well, though.
All right. Moving on, you guys. Back to some eInk, because the chat has definitely moved on from us. On to eInk news, though. Let's talk about what I found out from. This is so odd going from that conversation to a eInk Stylus conversation, but here we go. All right, here we go. What I want to talk about for eInk today is going to be about a stylus. I should have cut this out. And made this a whole different video, but here we are, you guys. The first thing I want to so we're going to talk about is this particular stylus here. Here we go. What do we got here? Oh, there we go. So this particular stylus here, this is the Viwoods Stylus. So actually, you know what? Let's get to the chat real quick. Let's get to the chat before we do the stylus, because I neglected the chat while me and Owen was talking politics. I don't know how it happened. She-Ink, thank you. I don't know if like I appreciate you for this for the super thanks, or maybe there's a super chat. The super thanks, I think it was. She-Ink's awesome.
How
Plus
how
it
big
fits
is the
into.
delay between your stream and our conversation?
I don't think it's huge. Everyone in the chat was saying it was okay, so I don't think it's that big of a delay.
Because I was just looking at your CNN business page.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe there's a little bit of delay then.
Okay.
I'll have to look back and see if it affects anything in the delay
It's wigging
department.
me out. That was all.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so what do we got? You see, you meant Viwoods Mini. So blah 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 blah. We're talking about what are we talking about in the chat? The Viwoods, AI paper. Alex Pitt, I recommend the Mini for travel. More space, backlight, better calendar for journaling. Plus it fits into my bag, way better too. Viwoods Mini, yeah. I meant Viwoods Mini. Yep. So you guys are recommending the Viwoods Mini, which I think is a good device by all accounts. I haven't tried it yet. Is this for work? It would lean towards Nomad for the organization and search for planning and journaling Viwoods. Okay, all right. So we're recommending. We're talking about the Viwoods Mini down there. I hope you guys are enjoying the Viwoods Mini. I definitely want to try to get one. See if they'll send me one. I don't think it'll replace my Nomad, so I don't want to buy it myself. But I definitely will take one and review it though. Viwoods, if you're listening, I would review the Mini. I would review the Mini. So just keep that in mind. All right. So speaking about Viwoods though, this is a perfect segue. I felt awkward about it at first, Owen, but now I feel okay because they're talking about Viwoods in the chat anyway. Here we go. So right here with the chat. Viwoods Mini would probably work well with one of these pens I'm talking about today, which is the new Viwoods pen that they have to replace the old Viwoods pen. This pen right here that I just got. Wait, hold on. Oh, can I switch over to the, let's see. Can I switch over to the iPhone? Oh boy. I almost showed y'all my iPhone password. It's nothing on here, but still. Let's see if I can switch over. Can I show my, doesn't, oh, there it goes. Did it work? Oh, it didn't work, chat. It didn't. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, well, I tried. We tried to get it to work. Oh, you know what? I can try to get it to work right here. Nope.
I'm trying to figure out how you're so bad at technology.
Dude, it's not even wait. Oh, iPhone. Where's the I think I might have taken the iPhone away and put it somewhere else and it's not showing up now. Oh, that sucks. All right, anyway. I can't do the iPhone to the board here, but we're good to go. So this is the old pen right here. Now, I got strong opinions, so I hope you guys are ready for these strong opinions here, okay? I hope you guys are ready. I got super strong opinions about this pen. This is the old pen right here, though. All right. I've never had a problem with this pen. NAKA, Naka, in the Discord, and if you want, you could join the Discord. Link in the description down there. She complained about the tip or the body of the pen scraping up against the, or maybe not the body of the pen, but the collar for the nib here, scraping up against the display. And I thought, oh yeah, that's happened to me. But then I realized, no, that wasn't that pen. That was this pen right here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Can we see this? You see here where the pen, the body of the pen ends quite abruptly, and then the nib starts, right? Can we see that? Can I put a white background? There we go. That makes it a little bit more visible. That right there is what causes the scratching on the screen, is the abrupt end of the body and then the tip. So I don't really do shading with the eNote pen because I have scraped the screen with the body of the pen trying to do shading and trying to like bend it and give it some like shadeability. I don't do that anymore because it will scrape the screen. I haven't scratched the screen, but I'm sure if I did it hard enough, it would scratch it. Now, case in point now here. I like this pen because it has, can we get down closer here? We're not close enough, chat. We are, whoa, now we're close enough. Now, ignore my sweaty underarm. Now we're close enough. So can I? I think we might be too close, chat. We might be too close. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Here we go. There we go. All right. So you can see here that the body of the pen, it goes into this collar right here, which gives it a little bit more of an angle, and then you see the tip of the pen. I like that. It makes it totally like an arrowhead. It makes it totally like flush with the body of the pen, so you don't have that situation to where the pen, you would get it so low that it would scrape the pad, because it's all like flush right here. So anyway, I like the Viwoods pen for that reason. And I've never had a real problem with it, other than the pressure sensitivity on the back, which they fixed. It wasn't fixed when this thing launched. Nobody could tell me anything different. When you tried to use the pressure sensitivity for erasing on this thing, it didn't work when it first launched. But now it works, and I like it. But anyway, we're not talking about this pen today. We're talking about this pen right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this new Viwoods pen. The first thing I noticed when I got the box is I did the unboxing already. So the unboxing video is going up tomorrow. Or no, it's going out the next day because I got to get this eNote thing out. So anyway, the first thing I noticed here is the box. I didn't like that the box was like lifted on this side over here. I'm like, that's tacky. Like, why isn't it flush like this side? So I pondered over that for a whole day before I opened the box, okay? And I got to go ahead to talk about this. So here, thanks, Viwoods. I appreciate you. Shout out to Viwoods. So anyway, I tear the tape off, which I think is awesome. It's all like paper packaging. I love it. So I opened it up. It's magnetic too. They thought about everything. They had me giddy with excitement, with the exception of the picture. The picture led me to believe that there was nothing special on the inside of this box. I was like, what? Ed hit me up like, yo, you got the pen? What do you think? I'm like, bro, I haven't even opened it yet, but looking at the outside of the box, there's nothing different. What are we doing here? So anyway, based off the outside of the box, I wasn't impressed. But then I started looking at the box. I'm like, oh, I like this. Magnetic snap. I like that too. We open it up. And this is our first disappointment right here. Our first piece of disappointment came right here with this. So I peeled it up. I'm like, oh, what is this, first of all? Why can't I take it out? I had to rip it out. If we can see this, I had to tear the back a little bit. I tore the back of the thing a little bit because of this extremely strong adhesive they had on here. Viwoods, you don't need Gorilla Glue for this. Sorry, let's put this back a little bit. There we go. Oh, can you still hear me? Okay. Viwoods, you don't need Gorilla Glue for this. You just needed some putty, like a little piece of clear. Come on, like everybody else does it. And then I could have taken this out easily without disrupting the box, without tearing this box. I like my boxes in pristine condition. I keep them in the closet. All right. So anyway, I look at this. I'm like, okay, cool. I tear the thing out, whatever. Let's find out what's inside. So let's put this aside for now. So we look at this and I'm like, okay, cool. They got stylus nibs in here. So what we have here is we got one stylus nib that's like an arrowhead. Okay. And we got three that are like regular, like Norris Digital Jumbo style heads here. All of them have, I think all of them have the metal base. No. Whereas the old one had a metal base and a metal-like collar to it, these don't have that. Well, maybe the arrowhead does. The arrowhead has a slight bit of metal towards the head. Like this part right here is metal. You got the plastic head, the metal part right here, and then you have plastic and that's coming out the bottom here. So anyway, but the other ones are all like the same material. They're all plastic all the way through. So this is like plastic at the tip and plastic at the back end here. So no metal on this one. For the record, I think I like the original one. Yeah. For the record, I like this one. It feels good. The other one's more precise, though. I will give it that. It feels more precise. So the arrowhead or the blunt one, whatever floats your boat. Okay. So anyway, that's the deal with the nibs here. And I like the little case they put them in. No one beats eNote on the nib extraction tool front. So anyway, this is it right here. This is the pen. Now, what do I think? Let's look at it beside the old one. We're gonna like hold them like this. So the first thing you can see here, I think the brightness is too high on this top camera right here. We need to bring that down a little bit. 1 second, chat. One momento. We definitely got to bring the brightness down. Okay, I think we're good to go. All right, there we go, chat. We can see some detail now. That brightness was just up way too high. All right, so first thing we can see here is the 2 pins here. Wow. Okay, maybe the box was, yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so first thing we see here, I have the pins. They're at the same length at the bottom here, so at the same spot at the bottom. So, but you can see that the buttons are offset here. The one on the right is the old pin. The one on the left here is the new pin. So you can see the old pin has a button that's set further back. I like that. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, go up here. So I really do like that the button is set further back on the old one because it kept me from hitting it accidentally, which I keep hitting this button accidentally now that it's so close to the head of the pin. Another thing is that the button is smaller on the new pin. So it's a smaller button than the old. So it's not harder to find, but that's a difference, okay? There's a coating on the new pin that feels really good, okay? I didn't mind the slick feel of the old one. It did make it feel a little cheap and generic. This does feel a little more substantial than the old pin because of that coating that they have on it. But if I were to take the coating or the color, I'd pick the old one because the color doesn't match the device for the new pin. The color of the pin matches the device, and I like that, the continuity. And plus, it doesn't look good. Like the coating is crazy. Like you can't see it on camera here. My unboxing will be out, like I said, in a couple days, and you'll be able to see it in 4K. It's 1080p right here. Okay, it looks good because it's 60 frames a second, but it's not going to compete with the 4K at 30. 4K 30 trumps 1080p 60, 100%. But anyway, so you can also see that the old pin is a bit shorter. I like that. I mean, I like the shorter pins. I've been saying that's one of the reasons I like the Norris Digital Jumbo here is because it's on the shorter side. It just feels better in your hand than a long pin that doesn't even need to be long. It's long for no reason. Just needs to be long enough to fit in my hand, bro. That's it. Anyway, those are the differences here. So the button placement, the button size, the texture on the outside, and the length is a bit longer. So these are all the differences between the old and the new. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I like. Let's go to the chat real quick before we continue on with this. Chat says, the scribe pen is great. Yes. I want to get the premium one, though. I want to get the premium scribe, the stone one. I want that one. Boox pens are trash. All the Boox pens are trash, Dr. Ling. Every last one of them. None of them are good, except for this one. Oh, boy. Oh, chat, where is it at? I don't even have a nib in this one right now, but this is the only Boox pen that ain't trash. Because it's triangular, which means it has some ergonomics. It has the button on the back, which is pressure sensitive. It's got the little clip lanyard spot right there. You know what I'm saying? And it writes a little light, though. It writes a little light. It doesn't write as dark as the Jumbo. So if I had to choose between the Jumbo and this Boox pen, you know what? You're right. All the Boox pens are trash. Okay, forget it. We're gonna just encapsulate all of that in one statement. You're absolutely right, Dr. Ling. They're all trash. I just love my Lamy pens, says Aaron. In Discord, I was told that Boox pen was better. I forced myself to use it, and I still hate it. No. The Boox pen are all trash. period. Viwoods having a small sale on their website this week. Ooh, nice. You know what? If the mini is worth it, I'm gonna have to check it out. Longer pins, good for twirling, fidgeting. They are. And Australian breakdancing. Okay, I'm done. Anyway, I can't twirl at all. But anyway, those are the differences. Now, these I'm going to tell you what I don't like. Let's get big here. This is what I don't like. No, I'm going to start with what I like. I like the coating on it. The coating is nice. I like the coating. It feels good. It makes it feel a little bit, it feels good. It makes it feel a little bit premium. I like the coating. The coating is really nice. That's it. I should have ended the unboxing right there. I didn't, though. I went on to trash it a little bit more. So, things I don't like. The writing experience isn't any better, okay? Let's just put that out there. So, they didn't make it better in the writing experience. So, I don't like the button placement. It's too close. It's too close. I hit it accidentally too much. Although it feels better. The button feels better than the old button. The actuation sounds better, feels better. It's more precise of an actuation for the button. I don't care. The placement, atrocious. There's no ergonomics here. This is a new pin. No ergonomics. All right, we'll leave that where it's at for now. Just remember the problem I had with the eNote stylus, the tip of that? It's the same thing. Why would you do this and call it an upgrade? I won't use this pen ever because it's going to scratch the device if I ever try to get low. Get low. Okay. If I ever try to get low, you can't without scratching the screen with this thing. So there you go. With that. Same thing with the eNote. That's why I don't use this for drawing or like any like real like long prolonged, because this right here, that abruptness right there is a problem. They didn't solve anything by doing this. They're like, oh, the security is going to be better. Who cares if I'm scratching my screen? I never had a problem with the security of the original tip. So, I mean, I guess some people were having a problem with it, but I never had an issue with it. You know what else? You like, this is, all right, along with the tip, you know what else I don't like? Check this out. I'm going to use this. You see this? It's springy. I love that. That adds a bit of premiumness to your product. Rando does that with their Supernote pens. That's how it should be. Oh, really? No spring on this? So you took the spring away, but this is an upgrade. Chat. Why? How is this an upgrade when it's less premium than the old pen? What are we doing? What? You take the spring away. You take the angular nature away, which made it nice to draw with. You bring the button closer to my fingers where I'm accidentally hitting it every time I try to write. It's longer for no reason other than, like Dr. Lane said, for fidgeting. If you're doing Australian breakdancing. I'm not, though. How? Like, chat, tell me, how is this better? Like, how is this better? Aaron says just stick with the LAMY. We're going to talk about this LAMY here pretty soon. This is the route this is the way right here. This is not the way. I'm going to give, you know what? I'm going to give Viwoods all of the feedback right here on live. This is the feedback right here. I'm going to put this in writing, but here's the feedback. Start with a design that makes sense, like the triangular design. That's where you start when you go to make a better pen. You don't do an upgrade without doing this first. Do that. Make it ergonomic so that it feels good in my hand, not like a piece of landfill trash. That's okay. You know what? And on top of that, you know what else? You would think it's an upgrade. They would make it stick to the tablet better, right? This will not hold the tablet. This is trash when it comes to magnetic abilities. Its magnetic abilities are subpar. Okay. Same with this. They didn't even upgrade the magnet in this thing. Where's the upgrade? Somebody tell me. I just don't get it. I don't, where is the upgrade here? I don't understand. So when they say, oh, we got a new pen, I'm thinking you've learned something from the last one and you did something that is going to be above and beyond what you did the last time. And you know what? Maybe my expectation might have been too high too, but never mind. I'm making excuses. There's no excuse to be made for this. Why? Nothing's like the only changes that were made were to its detriment. That's the only changes that were made. It feels like, this is what it feels like to me, chat. It feels like they decided to make the pen cheaper because it was costing them too much money to make it as premium as they did, which they could have did more to make this premium. Although I do like the spring, the metal nature of the insert, the button, okay, all of that's great. It just feels, with them taking away the spring functionality, and now that it has no collar here, like there's nothing between the body of the pen and the nib. At least on the old one, there was the body of the pen, the collar right here, the collar right there, and then the nib, which made it a whole aerodynamic, really flush system. This is a step backwards. Then there's no spring. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It does suck. I won't be using this. I will never use this. Like, I'm sorry, Viwoods. I appreciate you sending it out to me. Shout out to y'all, but like, I'm not going to use this. And I don't even care how good the nib is. First of all, no matter how good this nib is, and it is a pretty good nib. I don't know what material this is, but it's pretty nice. I don't know what kind of nib this is, but it almost doesn't matter when the pen is going to, at the very least, has the potential to cause me some problems with my device. And at the most, it's a downgrade from the previous pen. Just from a pure functionality standpoint. I don't get it. I don't get it, chat. So I won't be using this. It's like, it offers nothing except heartache and pain. No, I won't. I don't think I can do that. Let's go to the chat here. Now, what I will say though, feedback. Start with a design like that's triangular. That's where you start. Even if it ain't the whole device, do it like what LAMY does. LAMY was like, we're not making a whole pen a triangle. We'll make where your hand comes in contact with it a triangle, like this beautiful pen right here. You don't even know. Chat, you don't even. Shout out to Aaron at 2530 Media. Go check his content out for sure. Big up to Aaron for sending this out. I really appreciate that. This pen right here is the GOAT when it comes to EMR styli. You have to look no further than this. If you want to upgrade upgrade experience to your Viwoods, and I'm gonna say right now, I like the old pen way better than the new one. Just get the old. Just stay with your old. This is probably not what Viwoods wanted to hear, but I would definitely stay with my old pen. It's way more premium feeling with all the functionality and none of the drawbacks of the new one. So anyway, but if you want to upgrade, this is how you do it. Like I said, they got the triangular part where you just put your hand at, so you don't have to make the whole thing triangular. But that's where you start. You start with ergonomics, what feels good. And even if a company, now I get it, these companies are like, but Rod, if I make my pen a triangle, it won't stick. It won't stick to the side of it. Yes, it will. You've turned a circle into a circle with a flat edge to accommodate that. You see the flat edge there? Just do that with the triangular pen. Make a whole flat edge. So now you can just stick it to the device. I'm giving away game here. I should make this myself. The game is to be sold, not to be told, but I'm giving it away for free here today. I don't think that's worth $99 Viwoods is asking. Oh, is that what it's worth? It's definitely not. I don't trust the Amazon Lamys that much, but they cost the same as as a Lamy store. Lamy is where it's at. That's the upgrade, right? Let's go ahead and talk about that for a second. So this is the upgrade. Actually, let's finish. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's finish what Viwoods should do to make the upgrade pen. The first thing they should do is this would be a major upgrade. Like I said, add some ergonomics to the pen. You add ergonomics, you good. Make a pen with a stronger magnet that can stick to your device. Just because if you pick the Viwoods, like any jarring of this is gonna. I'm not even moving this a lot, and anybody that has this pen knows how weak the magnet is. Make the magnet stronger. You know what I'm saying? Come with some stronger magnets that the thing will actually stick to the device. Okay, that's an upgrade. So add some ergonomics, better magnets. Go back to your old tip. Abandon this idea right here because this right here is not it. So abandon that. It's not going to cut it. Go back to your old tip with a collar that looks way cleaner, way more professional. Go back to putting a spring in there, okay? Supernote and Rada has spoiled me with the spring. You got to have the spring. The Lamy doesn't have the spring, and I wish it did. But if you want to be super premium, throw the spring in there, bruh, and you'll be good. Ergonomics, the spring, the collar, better button placement. I think the button placement on the old one is fine. There's no need to change that. Maybe add some rough texture to the button so you'll know you found the button when you find it. You know what I'm saying? When your finger hits it, it knows. Oh, it's a different texture. I like that. I found it. I don't even need to look. Do that. That's what should be done. Those are all the things that should be done here. Leave everything else. Change your calligraphy pen. It's the worst out of all the calligraphy pens. So that's not going to help the stylus at all, but it'll help my writing experience. So that's the feedback. We good here? Aaron said, the sad part is Viwoods magnets is stronger than the Boox magnet. It is. Boox magnets are trash. The pens are trash. The magnets are trash. Everything's trash. Although, I pulled the magnets out of a Boox pen recently, and the magnets are pretty impressively strong. I don't know why they seem so weak on the device, but those magnets wouldn't come off something that I accidentally got them stuck to. I had to pry it apart with a flathead screwdriver. So yeah, I don't know what caused them to be so weak when you put them in the pen though. But by themselves, they're pretty strong. Parm, I got my Lamy on Amazon. I've bought all my Lamys from the Lamy store. If we're wondering, not that anyone is, but the Vecchio might be the best pen than the Lamy and Heart of Metal. That's a bold statement. I like the Heart of Metal pens. This is a Heart of Metal pen. Well, this is not a Heart of Metal. The Heart of Metal pens are really nice pens. As far as quality look, how they write, everything feels really good. Why does the pen look so blurry? There we go. Everything looks really good. when you write on it with one of these pens. It just doesn't have a button, and it's super heavy. Like, I understand having some weight, and it feels premium. It's just too heavy for my liking. I use this occasionally when I want to feel special, not when I'm getting a lot of writing done. But yeah, it's nice. It's a good gift to self. You know what I mean? Just to have in your collection. But this pen right here, let's talk about this one. This is a Lamy pen right here. And this is, to me, all right, let's talk about why I feel like Lamy is the best. Dr. Lean says probably has to do with how thin the device is. That could be a thing too. That could be a thing, Dr. Lean. Magnet is fine, Boox. At least the Go 10.3. The edge is curved so the magnet can tilt and release. A non-issue for me. Lives in a case with pin loop. Well, yeah. But for me, the reason why they make these circular pens is just so they can stick to the devices, and that's the reason that stops them from making a really nice pen like this. Lamy doesn't care that this sticks to the device, so they can make something really unique and comfortable and really aesthetic. Companies that are trying to make something to stick to their devices that don't really stick to their devices because the devices are too thin need to just abandon the sticking the pen to the device's idea. Make a good pen. Forget about it sticking to the device. Make something that we want to use that's comfortable, ergonomic, lightweight, or maybe just give us some options. But this pen right here, Lamy's, I like this color, the denim. This is the denim right here. I really do like this color, this colorway. And the blue is more, it doesn't, like the way it looks right now doesn't do it any justice. The way it looks in person is striking. It looks so good. Like I can't stop looking at it. Like, I don't get anything done with this pen when I have it because I'm looking at it. I have to use a different pen because it just takes too much of my attention. But it is so nice looking. But the Lamy's, the superpower to the Lamy's is a couple things. One, it's a metal pen, so it's super durable. But even though it's a metal pen, it's super light. Like, this is an all plastic pen right here. And this all metal pen weighs as much, if not lighter. It might be lighter than the all plastic pen. It just weighs nothing, the aluminum here, but it's so durable. It's a durability of metal, but it doesn't have the weight. So I like it. So that's one of the superpowers of this, being made of metal but super light. I like that it's a Lamy, so it has the iconic Lamy clip. It looks like a marker to me too, when you're not using it, before you put the clip on the back. I like that look. So cosmetically, it looks the best. But when you go to use it is when you find out how awesome it is. So it has the ergonomics I was talking about here. Like, it just feels good in the hand because of the ergonomic handle right here. It has a button here. I still say this button could stand some texturing, so you know you've gone over it. But it has a button that's far enough back from where you write at, so you're not accidentally hitting it. You're hitting it if you want to, kind of situation. Yeah, I love that. Also, no, it's not that kind of thing. Also, I like the fact that it has a standard EMR head in it, so you can put standard EMR nibs in the head. So what that does is it opens you up to a world of customization and kind of like picking the kind of material you want to use for your nib. A lot of other pens, not a lot of other pens, but some other pens use proprietary heads, and they don't fit the same as the regular standard EMR nibs. So you have to buy their special nibs for that. But this uses standard Wacom EMR nib, and I like that as far as dimensions go. What else? The button. I think I mentioned that already too. The one thing I wish the line thickness was darker. This is a pen that's made for art, so it has more degrees of line pressure sensitivity than a lot of other EMR pens. But the end result is that its initial line darkness is on the light side, and that's good for artists. Not so much if you're a note taker, but this to me is still the best despite that, because I just either pick a pen that doesn't have pressure sensitivity, so the line width is always the same, or I just pick a thicker starting line width to kind of offset for that. But to me, best pen on the market for eInk, hands down. But if we're talking about line thickness and feel, that combination, the best in the game is going to be the Norris Digital Jumbo right here. Assuming you can find yourself a ceramic nib to put in it You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Button or no button, this feels great. And the line thickness and darkness is on par with what Supernote has for this pen. I like it. All right. So what have we talked about here today? I think we talked about all the things, I think. What didn't we talk about today though? Aaron says, not to mention the EMR base fits all LAMY All-Stars and Safari. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I'm going to do here with this pen. Where we at here? Oh boy. And that's one of the things I'm going to do with this pen. I'm going to swap them out. Matter of fact, I'll do it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and swap these out. So this is something you can do with the LAMYs, no matter what pen. Now you can do this with their ink pens too. I think they're roller pens. What do they call those? Roll ball pen. It's been a while. But regardless, their ink pens, their AL Star ink pens are also swappable with the EMR All Star pens. So you can take the ink module out and swap the body. So kind of like what I'm doing here now. So what I want to do is make a Halloween LAMY. This is going to be the Halloween LAMY. It's almost Halloween. So I'm going to put the orange and the black here and bang, bang. Halloween LAMY. Yeah. And I'll just put the black one in here. I don't know what to call this one though if I do that. This is going to be I guess this could still be the Denim LAMY. Yep. Still the Denim LAMY. Just got the black tip here. I like it though. But the Halloween, oh boy. Yeah, I like. All right. That's going to be that. Let's get to the chat before we get out of here. What do we got? A roller ball and fountain pens. There we go. Roller ball and fountain pens. There we go. Dr. Ling, if you like everything else about LAMY, maybe glue a barrel fishing weight to the back of interior barrel or to add some weight to it. Kaweco and Jumbo are basically the same pen with writing. Wow. Then I got to get me a Kaweco then because I like the darkness of that. And if the nibs are the same, and I think they are, I think we talked about this already, Aaron. I can just throw a Jumbo Digital Norris crystal nib into the Kaweco, and that should work. I'm gonna have to do that. I gotta know now. I gotta know now. I absolutely gotta know now, you guys. Absolutely. All right, I think that's gonna be the show. Oh, actually, no, that's not the show. Oh, that's not the show. We got something else to talk about. I think that is. Yeah, that's the show. We did it. I want to give a big shout out to all the chat crew here today. If you like the show today, give me a like. A like down there. If you want to see more stuff like this, go ahead and subscribe. We do this every weekday, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. Today was a different show. We got super political today. I didn't mean for that. Shout out to Owen for joining me for the call-in section of the show. I appreciate that. He's keeping the dream alive for me. Thank you to the chat crew who's always in here getting chat engaged and keeping the eInk chat going while we went on our side show. Oh boy, it's warmer here today. Okay, but thank you guys for being here. Again, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. Join the Discord, link in the description. The call-in section link is always in the description of the show. If you ever think about doing that, know that it's there for you in subsequent future shows. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about more eNote stuff. eNote 2 stuff tomorrow, along with the regular tech news of the day. Oh, he missed politics. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was a good time though. Everybody have a great day. Happy Monday. And I hope to see you all here tomorrow. Until then though, take care. All replacement nibs are going out today. So if you've been waiting for your replacement nibs, you should get a email from me today with the tracking number. So those are going out today. Sorry about the delay. It's been a crazy week. Thank you guys.